there is a chance that the Bethesda acquisition for Microsoft could be at a screeching halt. If you guys enjoyed the video and are not subscribed, consider leaving a subscribe if you deem my content worth your time. Bethesda might have a lawsuit on their hands, and it does not look good. Keep in mind that the lawsuit involves Fallout 4, an over 5-year-old game, and the Creation Club, which was introduced back in 2017. VentureBeat did a thorough breakdown of the lawsuit, so that's what we will be using for our source material today in the video. Let's begin with the season pass for Fallout 4. We've always done a lot of DLC for our games. We love making them, and you always ask us for more. To reward our most loyal fans, this time we'll be offering a season pass that will get you all of the Fallout 4 DLC we ever do for just $30. Since we're still hard at work at the game, we don't know what the actual DLC will be yet, but it will start coming out early next year. Based on what we did for Oblivion, Fallout 3, and Skyrim, we know that it will be worth at least $40, and if we do more, you'll get it all in the season pass. Over time, the season pass description consistently stated gamers would get the Fallout 4 season pass and all of Fallout 4 DLC for one special price. It hasn't been revealed how many people bought the DLC based on that promise, but the lawyers believe it was in the millions of players. Bethesda increased the price of the season pass to $50 in March 2016. Now, we all remember the reveal of the Creation Club back in 2017. Lots of fans were upset about this because people understood this to be paid mods. And to be completely honest with you, in my opinion, that's exactly what it was. Bethesda took modders and partnered with them to put new content into their game, such as skins, new weapons, armor, and even some new modes. However, this is where it gets tricky. While it sounded like mods or community creation modifications for the game, it was really DLC mostly created by Bethesda itself, said Filippo Marchino and Thomas Gray, attorneys at the class action law firm, the X-Law Group. Players like Jacob Devine of California thought they were entitled to that DLC based on the promises that Bethesda made in the past. He bought a season pass in April 2019 at GameStop. I bought the first season pass and I was like, cool, that'll give me all access for the rest of the game, right? Then they dropped that new batch. I'll go check it out just to find I had no access to it at all. And I had to buy another season pass basically to have access to it. I was just disappointed. I felt like I was ripped off. Here's my issue with this before we go on. There was no other season pass besides the first one that gave you the DLC, that gave you Far Harbor, Nuka World, Automatron, Wasteland Workshop. Am I missing any? I probably am. But it gave you access to those DLCs. So I'm not sure what Jacob means when he said he had to purchase a second pass to access the Creation Club. Maybe he means the Creation Club credits? Maybe he means that all of the content he purchased through the Creation Club is the equivalent to another season pass? But that wouldn't even be the case. And besides, you have to confirm your credit card to purchase more Creation Club credits. So Devine knew what he was doing at the end of the day. But even if he didn't do that and just expected the Creation Club content to come with the season pass at the time of purchase, why didn't he look into what the season pass fully contained? And besides, why would you be so bent out of shape with not having access to the Creation Club content through the season pass? If you want it so badly, just purchase Creation Club credit. No disrespect to anybody who creates content on the Creation Club. Some of it is really, really cool and I highly recommend it. But why would you be so bent out of shape without getting that content for free? Why would you be so upset? It absolutely makes zero sense. One of the highlights of the season pass that you got with the season pass, of course, was Far Harbor, which will go down as one of the best Fallout DLCs of all time. Nuka World, which in my opinion was also really, really good. So why make such a big deal about not having immediate access to the Creation Club content? Just buy the credits, man. Just buy the credits. But let's get back to the article. Simply put, Bethesda sold a season pass with the understanding that it was going to give the holders of the season pass any and all DLC content there was going to be created for the game Fallout 4 on a go-forward basis, Marchino said in an interview with GamesBeat. They released a limited amount of DLC, then they released a second wave of DLC, but decided to call it Creation Club content and artificially removed it from the definition of DLC, meaning that they promised people at the onset, we will give you everything we made, and then they reneged on that promise, and they did so to their benefit or the detriment of the plaintiffs. So that's where they did something wrong. They lied. They took money from gamers, and then they made more money. I feel like there's some social responsibility by these companies to take advantage of kids, said Trevor Devine, the father of Jacob Devine. We are forking out money, assuming that large companies are being ethically correct. I think the moral compass here, in my estimation, has been a bit skewed. I was honestly very surprised at the immediate response that they're pushing back and resisting any sort of compensation or refund. They're taking no ownership or responsibility. That's difficult to see for kids who bought this and were suckered in. And it really just felt like they were taken advantage of. I think there is an enormous class of people here who would otherwise just be forgotten in our same situation. There's different levels of society where if you're a little less fortunate economically, you're not in a similar position and you've worked your butt off and you've paid for that because you've worked so long. My heart goes out to those people. Margaret Eskinay, a counsel for Bethesda, I apologize if I butchered that name, filed an answer to the lawsuit denying most of the legal claims. On its face, Bethesda's defense is that the new content wasn't DLC. The company itself was one of the pioneers of selling DLC, which goes back to the mid-2000s and includes content that is developed as an addition to a game released either with the game or after it comes out. Marchino says this: it is clearly downloadable content. It walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, so it is DLC. They try to slap a sticker on it and call it Creation Club content to remove it from the purview of the people that had already bought the season pass. But that's artificial in nature, and it's part of the fraud. On the Steam store webpage to this day for the Fallout 4 Creation Club, it is listed under the category of downloadable content, said Gray at the X-Law Group in an interview. It says DLC and downloadable content on several parts of the Steam page. There is no way that Bethesda can say that Creation Club is downloadable content on Steam. I think corporations don't have a sense of guilt because they're not humans. Well, I guess Mr. Harron and Pete Hines aren't humans, but it is fundamentally wrong to lie to people. He's right. Just so you can make an extra dollar. All right, I agree with that part. But to say that they're not humans, I mean, what the hell are they, synths? Am I right? All right. That's what this case is about. Marchino said he can't comment on whether any attempt has been made to settle the case, as such matters are considered confidential. The plaintiffs are asking to recover economic losses and damages suffered, such as the $281 in content the lawyers say the DLC purchasers are entitled to. The lawyers are also asking for punitive damages, legal fees, pre and post judgment interest, and other relief. Bethesda said in a filing that the plaintiffs have not been damaged at all. Now, a trial might happen by 2022, but the risks are clear given the pending acquisition. If the actual damages alone are considered and the number of players owed the money is somewhere around 4 million, not unreasonable given the population of more than 13.5 million, then the actual damages could be $1.1 billion. If punitive damages are awarded, the amount could be multiple times that amount. Multiple times that amount. So it could be much more than what Microsoft purchased Bethesda for. It could be more than the $7.5 billion if a judge approves this. Now, David Hope, who doesn't represent Bethesda or Divine, had some interesting things to say about whether or not this would go through. And he says this: I just can't imagine a judge ordering or even a jury really approving the award of billions of dollars with respect to virtual downloadable content. It's really hard to believe that the exposure would be that big. It seems like the easiest thing to do, though, would be to open up the Creation Club to everyone who bought the Season Pass. What would happen to the Creation Club content that Season Pass holders have already purchased if Bethesda did come out and release all Creation Club content for free for season pass holders? Would we get reimbursed? Would we get our money back? Bethesda sure as heck didn't want to reimburse this fella, so why would they reimburse us? Just a little food for thought there. To finish up highlighting this article, Mr. Marchino had this to say in closing. It's a $1 billion lawsuit, depending on the factor of the punitive damages. Even a conservative multiplier 4 or 5 times the damages would yield multi-billions of dollars in damages. We can't reveal the exact number of people that bought the season pass, but you know that it is a substantial portion of the people that bought the game. So here's the deal. If a judge were to approve this lawsuit and there was no settlement between the two parties, at the end of the day, the Microsoft deal might be dead in the water. If Bethesda lost the case, that could be a $10.1 billion judgment, according to the article. Now, for what it's worth, I'll give you my 2 cents on the matter. I was one of the many Fallout fans to have played Fallout 4 since launch. I purchased the season pass as soon as it was available. I was there when Bethesda revealed the Creation Club content back in 2017. I never ever thought that the Creation Club content was included in the season pass. I do understand why a newer player would think so, but come on, man. Microtransactions stink, I totally agree. But like I said, you purchased this season pass in 2019, I'll keep saying it. You purchased this season pass in 2019. Creation Club content was already out. It's been a thing for a couple of years now. And you're still expecting to get Creation Club content wrapped in that season pass. Come on. I really wish Bethesda would have made a terms of service protecting themselves, but that isn't the case here. They did say that the season pass would feature all the DLC created for the game. Creation Club content, though, does come off as DLC. Looks like DLC, and according to Pete Hines, it is mini DLC. So maybe the diehard fans of Bethesda, especially Fallout 4 fans in particular, are the ones who are the fools at the end of the day, and that kind of stinks. But guys, I mean, maybe this dude found a loophole. Obviously happened. He found a loophole, he attacked it, and now they're facing upwards of $10 billion. It's absolutely insane. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I would love to read them and see where you guys stand on this. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. More gaming content on the way. This is Joe, signing out.